the cookie challenge. Kuya came up with the idea because we're all stuck in quarantine because of COVID-19 for all the Pinsans to make our own cookies, and then wait a week later, which will be tomorrow, we'll get on Zoom and decide who the winner is. We've all more or less decided that Amanda Manzanito has won. I sat for several, I wasn't sitting, I guess, but it was several hours of contemplation, and what we decided, and by we, I mean, I made Amanda talk to me about it. It's like a monster cookie, but with more shit in it. Probably shouldn't curse. The family's gonna see this, right? My bad. Okay. I don't know,
Today is baking day. Ever since Kuya showed us like the 6 boxes of tag-along cookies that he bought, I've really wanted some. I've refrained from ordering any at this point, but I think today I'm gonna try to make some tag-alongs. The problem is I haven't been to the grocery store in like 5 weeks, so I'm pretty sure we don't have that much flour. We just have like 60 eggs. We might have chocolate. We might have peanut butter. I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
When I started thinking about what kind of cookies to make, my mind sort of naturally gravitated towards flavors I'm super into. Chocolate obviously had to be a big part of this. I love coffee, and those two flavors worked really well together. But I also thought of this company called Ben's, which has, I think they're based in London, but they have outposts in the Middle East, and coincidentally not very far from the office building I used to work in before all of this happened. And they do this really, really delicious sort of dark chocolate chunk. I mean, chunk, by the way. These things are like glaciers of chocolate embedded in these cookies, along with some candied ginger. So I figured, what if we take that foundation, the chocolate, the candied ginger, and work some of that coffee that I'm really into as well. Those flavors kind of work well together individually, but I kind of want to see if all three of them work together just fine.
Hey guys, Tin here. So I'm going to be doing the Pinsan Cookie Challenge this evening. I decided I'm going to do a lemon sugar cookie. I know it's not super exciting, but I have the ingredients to do it, so why not? I'm also a huge fan of lemon desserts, in particular lemon cookies. I really like Zoe's Kitchen lemon sugar cookies. If you haven't tried that, it's bomb. And I also am a huge fan of the Girl Scouts lemonades, so I thought this was the way to go. So for starters, I looked online for a recipe for a small batch of sugar cookies, and I'm gonna try to transform that into the lemon sugar cookie. So yeah, hopefully I don't screw this up, and yeah, let's see how it turns out.
let's say 2 tablespoons of ghee. Sure. Don't want to use butter because I don't want to run out for more important baking projects. Not that this isn't important. Okay. Some ghee. And cookies usually need eggs. One. 2. Some vanilla. Don't really know. And sugar. Sure, I was gonna make oatmeal cream pies, But that seemed more boring than throwing random things into a bowl. So here we are. Butter, sugar, eggs, vanilla. Yes. And now we mix. JK. Peanut butter is also wet. Why is this foamy? I've never baked with ghee. This is gonna be a disaster. I know. That concludes wet ingredients, I think. Amanda just had a good reminder that I have tahini. We're gonna stick that in here too.
It's not looking great. I've got a little bit of flour. I'm supposed to have cake flour. I've got a tiny bit of powdered sugar. I did find some peanut butter. And I found this really old milk chocolate bar. It's got, I assume it's old. It's got Santa on it. So that's gonna be the top of the cookie. Plus this like half-eaten chocolate bar and these really old vegan chocolate chips. Yeah. Okay, so the internet said that if you sift together all-purpose flour and cornstarch, it's the same thing as cake flour, so we're doing that. Is she cake flour now? I don't know. I guess so. Next up is the wet ingredients, so we're gonna take the egg and just take the white. I read that it's easier to do with your hands. Oh, don't fuck it up. No, it doesn't seem easier. Next we gotta beat the butter and then we'll add the vanilla once it looks kind of fluffy. I don't have a stand mixer, but I have this mixer that looks kind of like a drill. Here we go. We're adding in the egg white and a teaspoon of vanilla. Then we beat it again. Okay, so I halved the recipe because I didn't want to make that many cookies. And now I feel like the size of my bowl and this mixer thing isn't really working out. And this looks disgusting. You can't see it, but it looks disgusting. So I'm gonna do it by hand. Let's see if that helps. It looks like somebody puked up butter. You know that gif of Lady Gaga where she's like, amazing, stupendous, terrific. This is the opposite. It's disgusting, terrible, nasty. Blech. I forgot an ingredient and that's why it looks like shit. It's the powdered sugar. Duh. That's what you get for not reading. Let's try it now, I guess. If you hear me talking to myself, it's because my cousins are making me record it. Say hi!
Hi!
And they're gonna like cut it together into some kind of thing.
I love it.
Because I wanted ginger to really be one of the focal points of these cookies, it made sense to start there. So I grabbed a couple chunks or stalks. I grabbed some ginger and peeled it with a spoon. And once that was done, I started slicing them to build up what felt like a good amount of ginger to go through about 12 cookies, give or take. Now, if that sounds imprecise, it was, because I'm very much I have a rough idea of how to do this, so I'm just going to do a great job at it my way kind of cook. That didn't work out so great when it came to making the candied ginger, which I accomplished by heating up some water and throwing the ginger in. That was just to cook it, and that lasted about 20 minutes. A pretty active 20 minutes, I should point out. I was walking away and coming back pretty frequently to stir things with a pair of giant chopsticks just to kind of get as much water into the ginger as possible, because you don't want any of those rooty, tough bits left over when this is all done. Once you've gotten to the point where the ginger is more or less translucent, that's when you dump in the sugar. A lot of the water will have evaporated at this point, so what's left will work with the sugar to create sort of a caramelly coating. It's going to be beautiful and amber and really coat that ginger. So remember when I said earlier that my sort of slapdash approach to cooking doesn't always do me many favors? Well, in this case, that was because when I pulled out the ginger, it was beautiful. I came away with really lovely, small, amber chunks of candied ginger. But the key word there is small. I think ultimately I probably should have made these things a little bit bigger to give my cookies more of a ginger punch. But I think ultimately what I came away with here really wasn't too bad. Okay, so the ginger is cooling nicely. You've got a nice sheen on that. We also have some sugary ginger syrup, which you might turn into a glaze at the end to drizzle on top of the cookies. That's ambitious, but it'll ultimately just be me winging it at the end of all of this. For now, we need to worry about the coffee. And if you look online, most of the recipes that deal with coffee cookies recommend that you use espresso powder, which I do not have. And since this is a challenge in which we are limited to the stuff in our kitchen, I had to get a little creative. Now, if you Google this, apparently espresso powder are just it's espresso beans that have been brewed and dried and ground up to form a really fine powder. So what if I took the coffee grounds, the coffee beans left over from this morning's coffee, dry that out and try and do the same thing? I think this might have worked. This looks pretty good.
And now we're back. So I have the ingredients I'm going to be needing laid out right here. And then this is the recipe that I'm going to use to start off. It's a small batch of sugar cookies and everything's listed there with instructions. So yeah, I forgot to mention earlier, I'm using this recipe for a small batch of sugar cookies, but I'm gonna make one giant lemon sugar cookie. So that is the goal. Hopefully I don't screw it up. I'm gonna measure out all the ingredients and I'm gonna get back to you guys. So the first step was to put parchment paper on the baking sheet. I didn't have any, so I just sprayed it with Pam. Hopefully that's okay. The second step is to mix the butter with the sugar, which we have here. Next, we have to put the egg yolk, which I got right here. So this is what we got so far. And now we need the vanilla extract. So we're gonna get half a teaspoon of that. Okay. So after we put that in, we get our spoon and stir very well. Okay, so after that's stirred, we're going to add our secret ingredients. They're not really secret, but we're going to be adding the ingredients that I'm going to add to make these lemon sugar cookies. Whatever, it's lemon zest. I'm going to put that in there. And then we're going to put like 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So, that. And just for kicks, we're gonna put half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of lemon extract. Maybe I'll just put half a teaspoon. Oop, that's good enough. So we put all our secret ingredients in there. I put the lemon zest, lemon juice, and a little bit of lemon extract. So hopefully that's enough to give it that nice lemony flavor. So the next step is to put the flour, the baking soda, and the salt all over the dough and stir just to combine. Okay.
This is really, really thick. Dry ingredients. A cup of oats, maybe. Cute. Oh, yum! This was such a good idea. Oh, they're crisp. We good. They're crisp. They're crisp. Yeah. You probably should have lessened the amount of oats I stuck in there from sticking all the other stuff in here. Stick some chocolate chips in here. Let's stick some Pocky in here. Does this need baking soda? How much baking soda do you usually stick in cookies? Like half a teaspoon kind of thing? Maybe this part I Google. BRB. About a half a teaspoon. Okay. Do we stick some cinnamon? Let's use more Pocky. More! We have these little caramel bits that maybe I'll stick one or two in. Just like this is already really peanut buttery. Yeah. But maybe that would just make it extra delicious. Oh, I should probably preheat the oven. $350. Maybe we stick some pepitas in there. I can't tell if that would make it good or if it would make it weird. Whatever. Put some of that in there. Now they're healthy. More Rice Krispies. Okay, that was a little too much. We good here. It all fine.
Tell me why this looks so dry when I f***ed up the recipe already and added too much egg white. I don't know. Time to power drill it. She crumbly. She ain't cute. This is not good. My solution is mush it down really hard together with my hands until it looks like dough. All right, we successfully have a disc of dough. Gonna cover it with parchment and then stick it in the fridge for a little bit. Right, moving on to the peanut butter filling. Some peanut butter. Dash of salt. And a dash of vanilla. That was more than a dash. And then I think we just beat that for a little bit to mix.
Hey, it's me, Chris, the guy from the video you're watching. I'm editing this months later in the middle of the night, and some things are happening that we need to discuss. One, Amanda is pouring something into her dough here, but she never explains what it is. and your guess is as good as mine. She also just stops talking to the camera for a while. So I don't know what she's doing, really. You can sort of piece it together, but let's do a musical montage. That seems like the right thing to do.
Okay, so in Gourmet Makes, she uses like putty to make a mold. I don't have that, obviously. I also don't even have a cookie cutter, so I use my water bottle. But there needs to be like some kind of indentation so that you can put the peanut butter. I used a ladle, and I went like that. It's real rough out here. I don't think it's gonna work, but we're gonna chill these for a little bit and then pop them in the oven.
Oh, hi, it's me from several months in the future. Just coming to tell you that from this point on in this video, I've screwed basically everything up. I don't have a bunch of footage. This part of me doesn't have any narration at all, so I'm starting to make the dough with some flour, I don't know how much, some baking powder, I also don't know how much, presumably some of the ground up coffee beans that I did earlier. Sure, let's throw that in too. There will be a point at which I do start talking again, so until then, musical montage. Okay, so we've got a third of a cup of white sugar. We have what I believe is a cup of brown sugar. Doesn't pack very well since it's all basically a solid, but that should work. I'm about to add the butter that I just browned. Then once we've got this in, we'll take it over to the kitchen table, we'll mix it up for a bit, and then we'll add in an egg plus an extra yolk, I believe. And then since I don't have vanilla extract for flavor, just add more coffee. I might have messed it up a little bit along the way, but this smells so good. But since I'm kind of cheating and going off of the Ben's philosophy anyway, I'm thinking maybe I just take one or two big chunks and slide them into the ball when I'm ready to bake and then have that go. Yeah, seems like a plan to me. Okay, well. Okay, minor issue. I don't think I can use the mixer anymore because everything just gets gummed up inside the whisk head. So I'm just gonna try and clean this out, do the rest by hand, fold in the ginger, and then we're gonna cool this for at least a half hour. Then plunk some chocolate in and bake. Yeah, I sounded really unsure this entire time. That's what we're going to do, that's the plan. Ginger, that feels like a lot. Okay.
So now the next step says to press the dough flat and evenly in the bowl and then divide it in half by eye, and it says you should get 3 cookies from each half, but this is where I'm gonna deviate. I'm going to make 1 big cookie. So now I have to roll it in my hands and then put it on the baking sheet. It's kind of sticky. Oh god, I hope this, oh my god, it's so sticky. I don't know if this is gonna work. I think I need more flour. Look at my hand. I'm just gonna add enough flour to it to make it look doughy. Right now it looks like icing. Okay, at least this is not as sticky on the hands. It's still a little sticky, but. All right, so that's what it looks like. It's the best that I could do. I was trying to see if we had like large granules of sugar, but we don't. So I might just sprinkle some sugar on top. So you probably couldn't see that, but I just put some sugar on top. And yeah, let's put that in the oven and see how that turns out.
Alright, we're gonna stick 6 in the oven because I don't really know what the heck is gonna happen to these, and then if I have to doctor them I can. And then these will just be the ones that we pretend never existed. They're going in at 6:16. And now I eat that good cheese. What was it? A heapin' helpin'. Okay, tester cookie. Other ones are still in the oven. Bottom looks good. Inside looks good. It just like I need salt. It's fine. But yeah, salt.
No, I think it's alright.
And then a little bit more. I'll put a little bit more salt. Watch these be super salty now. And then we'll add a little more sugar.
Or
Like maple syrup or
say
something.
or peanut butter or something.
I don't really like the texture of it. I shouldn't be saying these on camera. It's delicious. It's so good. Super sarap. Testing the tester cookie. The shit isn't good. We have a fuck ton of really mediocre cookies. Oh, that's so much better. It's better for sure. I think it needs more salt. But how much salt am I gonna put in this? Is it still not really sweet at all?
It's still not super sweet, but that's just because you were trying to be measured in your sugar.
Gonna add maple syrup. Gonna add more salt. Salt. A little bit of maple syrup. If these cookies turn out magically amazing at the end, there's no way I could replicate it. This is the third test. Salt level is better. I feel like I've lost peanut butter. All right. So this one had more sugar and a piece of caramel in the middle. Oh no, sorry. It's much better.
That's good.
I feel like it needs more salt. What the hell?
Maybe it just needs like a sprinkle of salt on top when it comes out.
Yeah.
That was yummy.
Yeah, I'm pleased with that. It doesn't sound like it, but I am. All right. I'm just gonna bake the rest of them now. Y'all couldn't taste this from the beginning. I don't know why we're doing this little exercise. Push it in the middle. Tapos, iganon mo na lang. Parang wala. Oh no. Ah! One.
I put them in the oven and I baked them.
So here it goes. We're gonna bake it for 10 to 12 minutes. Might have to be longer since it's one giant cookie. But yeah, crossing my fingers that it becomes edible. See you in 10 to 12 minutes.
Update. I hate cookies now.
Not bad.
I've lost all my files.
It's not the prettiest.
So here we are, the first edition of the Pinsan Cooking Challenge come to a close. We've made our cookies. We're here to present. I'm starting off with mine, which are inspired by this bakery called Ben's. They're based in London. This is the third time I've said this. So I decided to take inspiration from their chocolate chunk cookies with candied ginger. I wanted to kind of mix up that recipe a little bit. So I wanted to add some coffee. I think those flavors would generally work pretty well together, but I didn't have any espresso powder, and that's like the go-to thing in recipes when you sort of Google around for coffee cookies. So I tried to make my own by taking the coffee grounds out of the coffee that I made that morning and drying them out with a paper towel and grinding them in my spice grinder.
Nasty.
It's supposed to lead for like a more intense flavor, but that actually led to no flavor at all. I was counting on the candied ginger to do more. It didn't really elevate what was otherwise a solid recipe on its own. So I tried to make a really cool spin on a chocolate chip cookie, and I basically just made regular chocolate chip cookies.
Can you hear now?
Yes.
Before I go any further, you are all guapitas and guapitos. Oh my God. You're all pretty. Oh my God.
Salamat, mamang.
Ha?
Salamat po.
Walang gaganda. O tingnan mo to si pa-quiet lang si Amanda.
Quiet lang siya
That
doon.
is so yummy. You're being like, do you want me to describe what the cookie of Tintin tastes?
Yes.
The cookie of Tintin.
Don't break it too much.
I know. It's so lemony. It's a little bit asim, but I guess it's good. I just add
You said it was good earlier.
yeah, I know. I just add
Oh, she said it would taste good with vanilla ice cream.
I'm gonna add vanilla ice because it's a little bit asim. There's like tartness there. But
Oh, so
otherwise,
it's really awesome, Mom, right?
It's not that awesome.
it's not that asim, but for me, it's okay. I can eat this.
It's like getting worse.
Good. Okay, you're done.
You're done. Thanks, Mom.
Get out of here, Mom.
Well, I love you all.
Oh,
Huh?
oh, she's still.
You take care, huh? I love you all. I
Opo.
love you.
Love you, Ma.
And then, before I go, I miss you all. Ingat kayo, ha? Ingat kayo because you are all far, all separated. Kaya be safe always.
Okay.
Mama here is always thinking and prayer for all of you.
Okay.
Tintin said I'm OA.
Yeah.
Okay, I love you all.
Let her be, Tim. All right. Bye, Mom.
Bye.
All right, Meg.
It looks like a no bake cookie.
Hey.
So it's like a monster cookie in that it's like oat based and peanut butter based.
Ooh.
There's some chopped up Pocky in there.
Ooh.
There's one piece right there you can see. There's some salt on top. there's chocolate chips, there's caramel on top, and then also a little bit in the
Oh my God.
It's pretty good. It just took 5 different tests until it tasted good. Also, Amanda served as my Rhoda, so I made her taste a bunch of things and talk to me about stuff. So if I were to do it again, no Pocky, no Rice Krispies. So basically all the shit that I added.
Okay, I haven't been to the grocery store. I think it's 6 weeks now. So it's just like stuff we already have in our apartment, which is not a lot. It's like an old chocolate bar, some peanut butter, a little bit of flour, some like 1.5 year old powdered sugar. And because last time
Oh no, Amanda, wait.
Kuya showed us like tag along. Let me show you. Oh no, is it really bad?
Yeah, you went powdered sugar.
What was the last thing I said?
Powdered sugar.
Oh yeah.
Powdered sugar, crisp rice. So Kuya showed us like the 6 boxes of cookies. It's frozen again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there somewhere else in your apartment where you're closer to your router?
Okay. Last time, Kuya showed us 6 boxes of tag-along cookies. So I was like, let me just try to do that. You keep freezing for me, so I'm assuming that I'm also frozen.
No, you're good.
Keep going.
So this is me not trying to elevate anything. It's just me trying to recreate with the quarantine ingredients. The chocolate's wrong. It's like, it's very clearly I just put a melted old chocolate bar on it.
Looks nice though.
It didn't like set, so they've had to be in the fridge. It's
because you didn't temper the chocolate.
Didn't temper the chocolate. I working with I didn't have a cookie cutter. I didn't have a candy thermometer. I was just guessing.
You're fancy. That looks nice.
It has the same components. Oh, it's too light in here.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, okay, I see.
That looks legit, though. That looks legit.
Oh,
now.
wow.
It looks like a candy cake.
Yeah, it looks and
the ones
tastes
that
a
Meg
little
used-
more like a tasty cake than it does a tag-along because of the chocolate on the outside.
Mm.
But it kind of looks like.
It looks good, yeah.
Looks
How did the
legit.
cookie bit inside turn out?
surprisingly well. I fucked up the recipe.
We got some tough competition. How do we? I should have thought more of this through. Should we take a vote or something?
Sure.
My vote goes to Ding because not only did she make a tag along, she also accidentally replicated a tasty cake, which was not the goal of this contest, but also super delicious.
My vote's Manda because she hasn't been in the grocery store in 6 weeks and still made a bunch of cookies.
The chocolate is from like Christmas because there was a Santa on the cover.
Yeah. Was it just like a shitty chocolate bar?
No,
All right, Tim.
it's from like old vegan chocolate chips.
My vote is Ding because when I was looking at the folders, I saw all of Ding's footage. I didn't watch it. I saw the thumbnails and I was like, dang, Ding's cookie looks good. So she wins.
Dang.
Ding. All right. First round of the Pinsan Cooking Challenge goes to Ding. Ding will get
Dang.
Hold on. Hold your hands up. I want to take a picture.
Ding will get. I will decide what Ding gets later, but she also gets the honor of choosing what the subject of the next challenge is going to be.
Oh shit! I didn't think about it.
Pizza?
It's cool. I didn't really give anyone a chance to think about it.
Pizza would be hard because I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, true. I forgot.
Dang, Tim.
Sorry.
Kind of cheese. So let's do it.
So it's gonna be hard. It's a challenge.
Yeah, let's do it.
Pizza?
With the tiny, I'm gonna make a tiny pizza because I still don't have flour.
All right, Ding gets flour. That's what the price is. Send me your address so I can ship you some flour. Okay, here we are back for Pinsan Cooking Challenge number 2.
So it's pizza week.
Doing the Pinsan Cooking Challenge.
We're making a pizza.
Just